Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on in the news. In the past year has been, oh my gosh, it's been like a bullet train of information, of things happening behind the scenes. We know the manipulation has been like unbelievable. Wow, like on steroids. Unbelievable. But either way, that's about to come to an end because you can only manipulate it so long, because if it's a real world asset, which the ones we discuss here, then once they're being used, the volume increases of the asset, which again, that's going to minimize the available supply, which that in itself, within itself, is what is going to increase the price. So you can only manipulate it so long for whatever your reasonings, whether they're good or whether they're bad, whether they're whatever the reasoning is, enough of that. It's like preaching to the choir, being a dead horse, as they say, as these sayings go. So diving right into the news, Michael Saylor has something to say on Ripple's XRP case outcome. So Michael Saylor, recent comments about ADA and Ripple's native crypto XRP, Solana, and other crypto coins have drawn criticism from pro-XRP attorney Bill Morgan. Brad Garlinghouse, chief executive officer of Ripple, reaffirmed that XRP is not a security and endorsed Ethereum in the midst of the ongoing consensus versus SEC lawsuit. And again, why not? Because they're already connected, it's already there, it's already built. You know, the people that got shafted, and I guess we'll keep it with that. They got shafted the past few years in all of this free ride, lack of a level playing field, so to speak. It's what it is. So I think Brad's probably to the point where, okay, enough of the silliness. Let's just get this thing moving. Because, I mean, you saw XDC, you saw XLM, and you saw XRP, or I should say Ripple, incorporate all of the Ethereum virtual machine into these assets. So at this point, I think they've already, it's spilled milk, so to speak. Move on. So I think that's where we're at, and I think things should get very, very spicy as it comes to a close with the Ripple lawsuit. And that would really be nice. I know Ripple's in Vegas right now. It'd be really, really, really nice. No expectations, but for them to come out as a banger during this event and say, hey guys, the lawsuit is over. We settled with $200 million, whatever, and moved on. So 400 million XRP unlocked from escrow as XRP reacts unexpectedly. NOL transaction involving the 400 million XRP worth approximately 213.9 million was unlocked from the escrow wallet. So while the 400 million XRP unlocked did not cause significant market turmoil, industry watchers advise investors to keep monitoring Ripple's escrow activity and its potential impact on the broader cryptocurrency market. Also, too, Ripple's very own Brad Garlinghouse shares his insights on the Ethereum and Ripple XRP developments. So he has made significant comments about Ethereum and XRP at this current event in Las Vegas, and that's where he made headlines with his bold statements about the classification of cryptocurrencies, according to Fox Business crypto journalist Eleanor Tourette. And that was very cool that she was invited, and I think Charles Gasparino possibly would have been in her stead, I guess you could say, except for all of the turmoil he created trolling the XRP community. Oh man, it's so funny. He was tweeting out these things, and he would always end with "sad, ha." Oh man, I know a lot of people were getting so wrapped up and emotional about that, but to be honest, it was pretty funny though. I gotta admit, his trolling worked. I mean, it kept his algorithms through the roof because people were constantly attacking him and just going off on him. And algorithms, man, they don't know the difference if you're basically saying something negative or positive. They're just there. They see interaction. They're gonna keep pushing him back to the top. So that was funny. He won that one all the way to the bank, so to speak. trolling the XRP community. But again, Eleanor Tourette has been pretty level-headed and very supportive of the XRP community without any kind of, I guess you could say, any negativity. So that's most likely why she was invited. But the Garling House firmly stated that neither Ethereum nor XRP should be considered securities. So I think a lot of people were shocked because of the attack that Ethereum was on to Ripple and XRP, where Brad Garlinghouse took higher ground and basically said no, they should not be labeled securities either, and defended them, unlike the opposite. So crypto leaders should stop flirting with CBDCs. Community tends to state about Consensus, Ripple, and Stellar as they're throwing their weight behind the central bank digital currencies. But what a lot of people don't like about the central bank digital currencies is the experimental form of digital money that was created by the country's central bank, but they are generally controlled through a private network and are both centralized and programmable, which means central banks can track, monitor, and edit transactions, and such capabilities grant authorities extensive control over money flows from the private person, including the power to impose spending restrictions, set expiration dates on the consumer's savings, and even remotely freeze or seize money. And by 2030, Citigroup predicts there will be $5 trillion in CBDC circulating in the global economy. And that's what people are afraid of. They don't want to go out and buy a steak or buy a home or buy a new car and for the central bank to freeze it and say, nope, you've been disagreeing with us publicly. Try again in a month or two and let's see if you can be a good boy or a good girl, and we might bless you with our permissions. That's pretty much where the normal retail investor is sitting on that. So Polygon Stellar picked interest of institutions looking for tokenization, Moody says, and we already know. I mean, the Stellar is just massive. I mean, they've been doing this for quite a few years, tokenizing and doing everything. Oh man, what were we? I'm trying to think back. I mean, we've been talking about this for 2019, even, where I think they changed the name of the company, but I'm trying to think of what it was previously called. And I believe they were located in the UK. Either which way, they were tokenizing real estate, and they were doing that on Stellar. Just totally had a blank on that one. If you know, feel free to drop the name in the comments. I forget. I just remember their green logo. The guys were super cool. I actually spoke with them quite a few times, and they were amazing. The whole Stellar Foundation, or Stellar ecosystem, I should say, has been amazing. We were basically doing research on XRP back at the beginning, and we just kept running into Stellar everywhere that there was XRP, and then we learned XRP was designed for wholesale, and XLM was designed for retail, like the unbanked, underbanked, etc. Then after years of doing that, then we kept running into XDC, which was designed for trade finance. So the three of those, which we call the triple X, basically are everywhere, connected everywhere together. So that's kind of where we were on that. But if you go back to the Stellar discussion, the major player, which a lot of people didn't realize when at the beginning, they're like, yeah, but Stellar's only supported by IBM. Because back in the day, they had a partnership with IBM. But IBM had done, what was it? Oh my gosh. The percentages slipped my mind. I believe it was 90 or 96% of every bank was still connected to IBM, so that was never a minor thing that they were connected to IBM. And back then, that's where we learned, about Stronghold, SHX, and that's where, we found the connections over into Asia with Velo, and we talked about it years ago. So it's kind of good for me to see, after 5-6 years, I would call it sleeping. But obviously, they were definitely not sleeping. They were working hard behind the scenes, just sleeping in the media, so to speak. They're coming back to life publicly. And that's something, too, we're going to discuss today. I put a link on our page. I was asked to be a guest on one of the Twitter channels today. So we're going to be there on a podcast having a good discussion. And I'm sure as well that I'm going to be learning a lot more about those specific communities for the Stronghold and Velo. Obviously we're one of the first, if not the only one for a long time in the XRP community discussing other assets. And man, we took a beating for that at the beginning when we talked about Stellar and we talked about like Zenfin XDC. It's funny to me, humorous, as we were, getting attacked by all these people, and people were so XRP maxis back then. Now I find these influencers discussing the same assets as that we brought into the community, and I think it's pretty funny. But it is a smart thing because these are major assets. It doesn't matter how they come about. If you're very smart and you have the budget, it does not hurt to put those in your portfolio because those are real world assets. And it's easy to follow that up and find it. So going back into tokenization, we've got Franklin Templeton, which in their report directly with their filing of the SEC years ago, they specifically state Stellar 42 times. We've shown that quite a few times. So again, Stellar has been in tokenization for a long time, and that's something that's great with XDC and now XRP and Ripple. They're kind of getting into that as well. So the RWA, the real world asset in focus, the MAS regulated digital asset custodian, Vechain introduces support for Fathom Dollar FXD stablecoin built on the XDC network. So again, XDC is a massive asset as well. And BitTrue is doubling down on XDC support with a $25,000 contest. The Tier 1 digital asset exchange BitTrue announced they're extending support for the XDC ecosystem, organizing a trading contest with $25,000 in prizes for 16 newly added XDC trading pairs. And our favorite supply chain RWA is Vechain, VET. VET prints possible 500% price boom as Vechain answers aching questions of why two new tokens with VBetterDAO. So Vechain finally puts VET and VTHO, the Vechain Thor, holders' concerns to rest, and explains how VOT 3 and better, I guess you could say vote and better, activity will only benefit VET and Vechain Thor, the VET and VTHO. The reveal comes right alongside a bullish chart formation of possibly a 500% gain for VET. And I don't want to focus on that because we're going to come back to that as well. I do like to add these prices in there from time to time because we know that's where they can go for real world assets, the utility tokens as we've always called them. But Vechain VET faces a macro range retest, and analyst sets a 4,667% rally target. So they're basically got it in the discussion of where it's at, sitting at its current price, and then stating it could reach prices as high as, what was it, like $2 and let's see, is this the right one? That $2, something like $2.37 is one of the target ranges. So again, that would be very, very, very exciting to see basically $2.50 VET. That'd be very, very cool. I think anyone who's got a handful of it would be very excited. And it's always smart to take out percentages, but if and when you do, guys, don't forget to pay your taxes. We'll just leave it at that. Always remember your taxes first, spending after. So analyst says XRP and Vechain are set for a massive rally. Here are the price targets. Yeah, this I think is the one I was looking for. Oh, there we go. So they got Vechain targeting $2.50. And then they've got XRP targeting $27 in this new round of potentials, as it's the analyst is forecasting. So Vechain CEO Sunny Liu says choosing sustainability should be rewarded. VBetterDAO delivers. Vechain CEO explains how important it is to make sustainability an inclusive activity. So he recognizes that many see becoming sustainable as an expensive feat, stating choosing a sustainable lifestyle can be expensive for the average person. And again, guys, remember, this is not financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. But again, it shows over and over and over since the beginning of this channel the power of the XXX and Vechain moving forward. And as always, before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought. Every morning is another new day and another new chance to change your life. Much love, and we will catch you in the next one.